Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. So this morning we'll be focusing on the US market. As you can see, the US market has really been reversing upside. I think this is no surprises if you look at the SmartRobie apps, which already showed you that the market is actually moving to the upside, and all these are triggered by the green pentagon and red pentagon. So you check it out in our SmartRobie apps or the VSA 360. And for those of you who just joined us, I'd like to welcome you to our breakfast show. But today we'll still be focusing on the US market. Let's get down to what we have for you this morning. And of course, if you look at our breakfast show, first thing we want to look at is probably going to be looking into the chart. So you can go to the US side, make sure you get the US SmartRobie in here, and then you type in S&P 500, all right, and it will comes out with, of course, the market is closed right now. This will be example of showing last Friday. So you can see Nvidia was one of the most active one with 1.72%, $1.72 at 124. Tesla's, right, there are some of these other so-called second tier. Top gainer was NVR, a lot of those top gainers in here. This Lam Research was a decliner, the semiconductor stock. But I just want to share with you, here is the chart. So you can see from the chart here, let's wait for the chart to come out, right, and just open up. So you can see from the chart, the market really came down and really sell off somewhere around the 5th of August, which was the low point. And then since then, the market has, within space of 2 weeks, the market has covered back. And of course, there was a lot of concern. I did a video on that on the live Facebook on the Wednesday night, so check that one. And I said that the market will actually reverse due to the circumstances that I will be also presenting this morning in here. So that's what we have for in here. So let's turn our attention to what I'm going to share with you this morning. So the US Nasdaq has reverted to the upside right now, more uptrend as it's turned green pentagons. We can see that before. Nasdaq and Dow Jones has turned green pentagon, but the S&P 500 belum lagi. So you can see from this chart, which I just shared with you in here, it hasn't turned, but I think tonight you probably see just up here, it probably will turn very, very soon, because those three stocks are different. And for those of you who don't know the difference between these three, Nasdaq primarily focus on the technology stock, and also Dow Jones is on the value side, which means more of the traditional market like your oil and gas, your industrial, your consumer, and so forth, right? And S&P, it's just a combination of those market in here. In the background, you'll hear some construction, and this is due to the renovation on the next door in here. But let's hope that we'll push on in here. We'll soon also review some of the stage 2 shares that we talked about last week in here, and also the stock FA collection. Of course, if you are beginner, we highly recommend you to use the Robie FA collection list, because that is the one that will have the more gentler kind of market in here. And right now, of course, market usually undergo the market volatility that we see. Of course, SmartRobie US Robie is powered by Pentagon Guider and follow the smart money principle. Now, news that drives the market definitely this week has been really what we've seen is the meltdown which we saw, and I'll show you the S&P 500 and WIX, which I talked about last Wednesday, hit the 66 and 65 level values. You usually, if you look back past in the history, the S&P 500 volatility index with the 65, usually it is anomaly. When it hit that, means the market correction is already over. So, and that's why the market recover within 2 weeks and move up. And one of the reasons that really moves up is because of the focus on the interest rate cut that we are seeing right now. So Jerome Powell, usually at the last week of Federal Reserve meeting, they'll usually meet in Wyoming at Jackson Hole, which is a resort, and they will talk about a lot of the US federal policies and how going forward. But basically what they are looking for is whether they're going to have interest rate cut or not, right? And it looks like maybe a 25 basis point, which already been priced in, and let's see how quick this market in 2 weeks time recover back, right? And if they do a 50 basis point, you will see this market exit back the old high. And that's why I tell people, which is on last Wednesday, this is definitely a very good market to be looking in, buying into the corrections, okay? And going forward, if you look at the S&P 500, right, and right now you would see the XLK, and which is my favorite, the XLK, which is the technology job. Technology job is only up 4%. The real estate has been up 8%. The rest of the country pretty much around the 3 or 4% for the last 3 months. And there is one semiconductors. I just can't remember the code here. I think here, which XLK, XLF. Used to be I use XOXX, right? But never mind, we'll come back to check it out later. So you can see industrial, the S&P 500 is only up, 4%, whereas the Dow Jones is up 1.88%. So Dow Jones has a lot to catch up going forward in here, okay? So the US index, using the VSA 360, you could see that the many of those favorite of mine, you can see technology and semiconductors is still red pentagon. XSD, that's the one. XSD is the semiconductor stock that we are looking at. But the rest of the traditional sector, which is your basic material, energy and finance, it's already green pentagon, which also the same as Malaysia. You notice Malaysia has turned green pentagon for a while the tech stocks will turn eventually. One, the technology will start to pick up in here, and you'll see a rally in the technology, which will eventually push the KLCI further and up. If you agreed what I've said there, give me a thumbs up. At least I know that a lot of what's happening in US is relevant to the KLCI market. Okay, so moving on, and let's look at the US Dow Jones Green Pentagon. You could see here, definitely you can see once the market hit the 39,000 here, and then the market reverse up. This is a nice V recovery. I prefer a U recovery, but it's a V recovery. That's what we are getting it, and it's above the 50 and 200-day moving average, which was previously oversold, and it was a washout. They washed a lot of people down here. Railway track crossing upwards the August and September seasonality. Right now it's in stage 2 markup. We want to see more SOS in the background, and also very similar for the US Nasdaq. Same kind of chart in here, same pattern, also uptrend, a big washout in here, and of course the news of the interest rate cut, which we will likely get month of August, right after the Jackson Hole meeting in here. Stage 2 upside. Let's look at some of the stage 2 shares that we have last week, and we have AKA. So let's look at AKAM. Okay, Akamia. Is it Akami? Okay, look at the chart, and we'll hit that. So if you look at the chart, the market did stay above. The turn green pentagon here, stay up very, very nicely. Okay, let's look at another one here. I won't turn off the chart. We have Alibaba. Since Alibaba is a favorite of many stocks, let's see, we see a nice uptrend on that Alibaba. So you can see Alibaba been moving up since 30th of June, started to trend up, so that's pretty good. So it is a nice uptrend for you in here. And let's go on and looking into this week. This week we have a couple of interesting stocks, as I said before, 19. The finance stock, remember we talked about the finance stock, Berkshire Hathaway is definitely one, and the semiconductors, which is about to turn up. So you have the technology Avango, which is the Broadcom tied to the Inari stocks, which I always talk about. TSM, one of the stage 2 share, and also McDonald. Okay, so these are pretty good blue chips kind of shares, so check it out on the SmartRobie apps. And not to miss out, because next 2 weeks we will come back. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter so you won't miss it out. And for our members, those especially our Muslim friends who do not know, you can check out the US Sharia shares. Many of these are here, and you'll find out there are about 200 of those high quality shares you can definitely have. And of course, into our SmartRobie FA stock, last week 12th of August we are looking at XOM. So let's take a look at XOM this week, which is ExxonMobil. And that's taking a bit of time. Yep, it's coming in. So let's look at the share price stock chart now. Alright, so you can see last week we were at the 12th and still holding up here. So nice one in here. Let's look at the next one that we have is VSVO, Victoria's Secret. They do have a branch over in the Centra that sells perfume here. Okay, so let's look at VSVO. So you can see this was a good one. It did jump up nicely here on the 12th. You can see and then pick it up to $25. So it is new high. All right. So these are your stage 2 shares. Okay, let's take a look at going forward. What are the other one we are looking at on the 19th August? We have AMAT. This is a semiconductor coming very low base here, 210. This one would definitely pick up and move as a semiconductor pick up. Next one is Autodesk, the parent company of Adobe. Those of you who have the PDF file looking to retest back the old high at 255. All right, and of course, our SmartRobie is powered by Pentagon Guider. We are still in the final stage of testing our watches. It will be out very, very soon. We do apologize for the inconvenient cost, and you'll get the red and down Pentagon notified by you going forward. And of course, you can also sign up for our US SmartRobie accounts opening or our local broker, okay, which is very, very popular out there. For the month coming to August, we do see the month are turning upwards. We have seen the chart in here. Expectation of the interest rate coming up with lower job numbers and market corrections, which we had, and I do hope that you pick up some stock before we go in the next couple of months of rally. But there will be one more correction before we see a year-end rally in here. All right, so market has corrected, reversing to the upside. Be ready for more rally in the market. So that's all we have for this morning in here, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter if you do have it, and which is in our, let me just bring it up for you in here. Okay, and now share some of our link in our trading idea to your colleagues and friends, so they will benefit from the ongoing rally that we see in the US market. So that's all we have for this morning. And if you want me to look at a couple of US stocks, feel free to pencil on the comment in here, and I'll get back to you. With that, I wish you the best of trading this week and a more upside coming soon.